start this tutorial series, we will be using Quincy 2005. It is not the best integrated development environment. It is not the worst, but it is the simplest. So for beginners, I think Quincy is a great first software to use because it will teach you simple things such as compiling your code, building it, running your code, and debugging, which is basic functions that every IDE needs to provide, but some IDEs are just a little more complicated and have extra features that could confuse the beginner. So let's take it slowly, step by step, and go with the simplest IDE we can find and use Quincy 2005. So as you can see, you can go to this website, which is Code Cutter Tools. They have a lot of programming softwares, but Quincy is probably the simplest one they have. You can download it. Quincy is lightweight and it runs fast on almost any computer, almost any device. So yes, download, install, and get ready for the next few steps of our first video. Hello, so now what you're looking at is the Quincy window, which is my IDE. So we're gonna start with a very simple program that will print a string or a text to the screen. So how do we proceed about that? So first you have to open a new C source file. Yes, on Quincy, the C source file will not be recognized until you save it for the first time. So what you do is save it, you name it as hello world C source code files, and there you see the color changed because it is now recognized as a C file, and every comment will be color coded. So first, as you can see, if you put a / and a star, it turns green. Green means the line is commented. It means the code will not take it into consideration when it runs. So the very first part of writing a code is first including all the important libraries. A library is a file that has been maybe made by somebody else before or made by yourself. We will teach you later in the series how to create .h files, which are library files. So first you include relevant libraries. By relevant, I mean all the libraries that will be relevant to the code. So first things first, hashtag include square bracket. So it's stdio.h. This is a basic file for C that you will be seeing a lot throughout this tutorial because it's a very important file. It contains basic functions of the C language. So there you go. And then you need a function that will run your code. So usually the core function of any program will be called the main, and it is usually referenced as such, int main, and then you have the curly brackets. So as you can see, we have an int main. Usually we declare it as an int because at the end of the code, when you return 0, the program will know that the code is done. The code will not run anymore and the program will close. So there we go. Now we have to print a string, a text to the screen. So the way we do this is we use the printf command, which is printf bracket, and then we write, let's say, hello world. Okay, there we go. And that's it. Now, after the program is run, it will print hello world to the console screen. So there you go. So you click the hammer button to build. And as you can see, after it executes, it checks through the code. It sees that there is no major mistakes. So there you have a successful build. And then you click on the little running man icon there to run the code. And then you get the console. There, this is the console. So let us do it again. So go back to Quincy. Now let me change the text. Let's say this is coding for beginners. And you build the code again. Every time you make changes to the code, you have to build it. So the software can check whether there are any new compilation mistakes. So here, the code is compiled, and then you run it. This is coding for beginners. Press enter to return to Quincy. When you press enter, the window closes, and you get returned to Quincy. If you accidentally close the console window, it will close Quincy completely, and then you'll have to relaunch Quincy to continue your code. It's a flaw of this program, but yeah, it's fine, I think, because this program is fairly simple for beginners to use. Okay, we have just finished the Hello World task. As you can probably guess, the Hello World code is probably the simplest code you'll ever have to make on C. It is not complicated at all. It is just one line of code within a main function and a very simple library added to the program. So now, if you want to learn more about the theories or the theoretical knowledge behind C, I'd suggest this website, which is Programiz. It has a very complete C programming tutorial with examples and references that show the books that you can use to go learn, and maybe some code snippets so that you can further understand how things work. But don't fret, I'm gonna cover all that. I'm just saying that this first part here, the introduction, is the most important part. It will teach you about data types, which is the data types that you can use within the C language to do complex calculations or make a bit more complex programs. They can teach you input and output, operators, and introduction examples. The thing that you will have to learn, or at least read about for the next video, will be variables and constants and C data types. You can possibly read about input and output as well, but that will be explained in the next video. So thank you for being here. Have a nice day. Hoping to catch you guys on the next video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'd be grateful for that. Thank you very much.